5 years ago in the spring of 2017 with proposed tuition increases of greater than 5%. We had a big turnout from students who were protesting and making a ruckus. We had to adjourn our April meeting and come back in May and do it again. That one of the good things that evolved from that, and for all of us to remember, and this is important, that if there's a tuition increase of, say, 6% proposed for 2022 to 2023 academic year, some of the justification we heard actually more recently and also in 2017 was, well, look, last year, the current year we're in, 2021 to 2022, our undergraduate resident tuition increase was 2% or 2.5%, some lower number, so that the combined average for the biennium, a 2-year rolling average or a 2-year smoothed average, whatever you want to call it, of 2.5 and 6, 8.5 divided by 2 is 4.25% per year. So that was another way to look at it. And I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but it's just another perspective to lend so that we all can see the whole picture over more than just one narrow year. And so if there's a 2-year rolling average or a 3-year or a 5-year, whatever metrics. And so, Jim, I would suggest, as you present this in more detail in May, that you include something like that. And we've done that before, where we had, okay, over 2 years, the biennium, the current biennium we're in, or perhaps longer, over 4 years, 5 years. And I remember, again, Jim, I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, you had a nice table, matrix, an Excel type table, where you showed from 2016 through 2021 for the 7 public universities, here's the percent increase for resident undergraduates in each of those 5 years for each of those 7 institutions. And we could see that, oh, here's an outlier of 6 or 7%. And they had reasons for that. But then the year before and the year after was 2% or some smaller number, which in effect made the rolling average more, I don't know what the word is, more reasonable, but I just wanted to bring that into this. That was an understanding a lot of us came to that made sense as long as it wasn't being abused or manipulated by the institution. And so we had conversations with those institutional representatives and got more feedback from them, and that helped inform the conversation because then that stimulated more conversation. So just wanted to bring that in. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Gillard. Commissioner Cross.
Yeah, I just want to point out one other thing about our role in doing this, watching the tuition increase, and I think we have a larger responsibility across all of the institutions to keep in mind the relationship between tuition and enrollment. And at least one of the factors in declining enrollment is the value judgments that potential customers are making about the worth of going to college, and containing costs in many ways is in defense of the integrity of the institutions. If that relationship gets too out of balance, then people will make decisions to do something else besides go to college. And so that, I think that's just a larger scope or larger reference point for us to keep in mind. So I happen to think our role here is a really good one and a really important one. And while Ben points out how awkward it is, I'm fully in support of us having a clear set of criteria and a clear stance. And in the same token, I want our higher education system to be well funded and to get the resources it needs, and do that in a way that supports the students and families of Oregon. So I think this is just one piece of the puzzle of how we do this. So I don't know, Madam Chair, do you need a motion from someone? I'm not a official member of the committee, but I hope that you will move, someone will move to adopt these criteria today.
Thank you very much for those comments. I think it really puts the criteria, and it has been years worth of work. I want to thank the staff. It's been an arduous journey. The editor in me can't help it. There's one little word I want to raise, and I may be the only person, that's the word, that it bothers. On the tuition increase criteria, back right after the first table, it says, before describing the criteria, it's the intro, and that the following criteria, as previously adopted by the commission, can be used. No, wrong sentence, I'm sorry. It is expected that barring extraordinary circumstances, these criteria shall constitute the only, emphasis mine, criteria the commission will employ during the tuition review process. And I'm happy to withdraw my concern if others don't share it. They are certainly the criteria we use and that the staff uses, and they are the right criteria. I'm a little bit hesitant only because as a commissioner, we may decide that even if the staff uses this criteria and it comes to us recommended, an individual commissioner may decide, no, I don't think this is right, and I'm not going to vote for this particular increase. So I'm asking about eliminating the word only, but maybe it's just because I see an emphasis in them that may not exist.
Madam Chair.
Yes.
I share your concern. Not that we're in a litigious society, but
Is Jim, will it alter the document substantially or hurt it in any way in your view if we eliminate the word only? And if that's in the motion to eliminate that? Again, it's clear. I think these are the criteria, and they have been hard won. So again, I want to emphasize our appreciation.
Thank you. Yeah, no, in answer to your question, I do not think it will alter substantially the criteria. I think we can certainly, make that change. Yeah.
Thank you. Can I have a motion that preferably includes that, but edit?
And I apologize. I want to be clear that I just want to clarify the intent of the motion today is to forward these criteria to the full commission for their consideration tomorrow. So there will be, I don't want to say a repeat conversation, but there will be tomorrow with the full commission an opportunity to continue this conversation and further describe and discuss and do that as well. So the motion, as I understand it, that you're making is to remove the word only as appropriate and then forward to the full commission for their further consideration these criteria as recommended by this subcommittee.
Thank you very much. I should have stated that clearly. That's exactly correct. Someone on the committee?
I would make the motion as Jim stated.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Hamons. Is there a second? Can I second the motion?
This is Frank. I'll second.
Thank you very much. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. We forward the motion for the adoption of the criteria, and we'll recap a little bit of this conversation, or at least state that we had the conversation for the full commission tomorrow, so that perhaps we won't have to repeat it all. But it has been most helpful, at least to me, and I'm sure it has to Jim and to others. Okay, any other business to come before the committee? We are adjourned, and we will see you tomorrow. Thank you very much, commissioners and staff.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.